Finesse gang, what's good? Thank you for tuning back into the second episode of the Before the Finesse series. This is a new segment I started on the channel where I talk about experiences in my festival going endeavors that are not on video before the festival Finesser, before I started vlogging. And these crazy experiences are what motivated me to start carrying around the camera so I can show you the kind of crazy shit that I went through on a daily, day-to-day basis. So today I'm going to be telling you guys how I knocked out my 2 front teeth at EDC New York in 2016. And it's coming up after the intro.
Can I get a year?
I'm the festival Finesser.
Alright guys, we're at it again. Story time with the festival Finesser. Today I'm telling you the story how I knocked out my 2 front teeth at EDC New York in 2016. So here's some backstory. This is my second EDC, and when I was like developing into going into festivals, I saw some shit that I thought was so cool. I was at Electric Adventure and this kid opened up a circle and did a backflip on the drop, and I was like, holy fuck, that was so fucking cool. So I don't know why, I was like, I'm gonna fucking do that one day. I'm gonna be that cool and do that shit, and everyone's gonna lose their shit because no one knows I can backflip. I can't backflip at this point, but I'm gonna learn and do it. So the next festival that was coming up was Izu in, I think it was 2015, I guess. So I was literally like learning how to backflip, like sending backflips on my fucking front lawn, practicing, and I finally like, you know, just taught myself how to backflip. You know, I have like a little bit of like gymnastics background, like that I was just taught from like my mom, how to cartwheel and round off and shit. So I was doing like round offs into backflips and shit. Like it was crazy, and I was doing this on my front lawn, no instruction, just YouTube videos and like just hoping I wouldn't break my neck. And I'm still breaking my neck now on the rail. You know what I'm saying? So fucking shit. So we go to Izu. And I do my backflip, nail it. So now I'm like known for doing backflips. Yo, open up, do a backflip. So like I've done multiple backflips at multiple festivals. I've done them even as a festival Finesse. If you're lucky enough to see one, God bless you, because I don't do them like I used to. And they're definitely like a rarity nowadays. But if there's enough height, if it's crazy and shit, like I might pull one out. If you watch my first time rave edition, you know I was just as a king to festivals. I was the rave king. I had candy, the candy king, whatever you want to call me. I was out here, dressed up, not giving a fuck, doing my thing. And so I'm hyped up. You know, I go to EDC. I go with my friend, a couple of friends from high school, kids I never went with before. So I'm looking crazy. Everyone's got like regular outfits, and I'm full on like everything. I got the whole entire get up, and I'm looking crazy. I'm looking extra, but I'm looking like a good time. Like, dude, this kid looks like he's about to fucking party. So we're at EDC, and the first thing we do when we get there, bro, is open up a circle for a backflip. Nailed it. So I go up by myself. I venture up by myself to go to a set my friends don't want to go to. So I'm going up by myself. It's getting rowdy as fuck. We're in a pit. People are getting crazy, getting tossed around. So there was like this one kid that was kind of like running the pit, like, you know, organizing it, the mosh pit coordinator. So I go to him. I was like, yo, could you open up? I'm going to do a backflip real quick. And he was like, all right, bet. So we open up the circle, right? Big ass circle. It's a big like build up, mad intense. And so I'm like, you know, not really telling anybody what I'm going to do. I'm just keeping it a secret. I'm just dancing, doing my thing. And so at this position, doing the backflip, I jump up and I tuck, right? When I'm like halfway around the backflip at this position, some guy jumps into the mosh pit and I kick him. So I'm going backwards and my feet like hit his shoulders and I just face plant into the ground, and I'm like, oh my fucking God, bro. Everyone's like, oh, and I'm just like, bro, I'm fucking bleeding. My nose is broken, and I spit out my front teeth, and I'm like, oh, and everyone's like, oh my God, everyone's losing their shit. Like, what the fuck? And I'm thinking there's blood everywhere. I'm thinking I'm like all fucked up, and I'm not, bro. I just have no front teeth. Like, I just like crunch, like just, I can't even explain it, but my teeth were all just chipped. There was like just chunks of my teeth in my hand, and I'm just like, oh, what do I do? And so a couple of kids like escorted me out of the crowd. I went to the medical tent, and I was like, hey, I knocked my front teeth out. And they were like, what the fuck, how'd you do that? And I was like, I was doing a backflip, and someone hit me, and yeah, I face planted. And so like, well, we can't really do anything for you. You gotta go to your dentist to do that shit. So they basically gave me a bag to put my teeth in. And like they had to wash my mouth out, and like I just had a giant fucking hole in my front tooth, and I chipped this fucking side of my tooth here. And yeah, I went to the festival the whole entire day like that, just a fucking chipped ass tooth Brian, you know what I'm saying? And I remember going home the next day, or going home that night, and my mom was away, so my dad was the only one home, and it was late at night. He was like face down in bed, and my dad hates the dentist. He hates teeth. So I was like, Dad, I got into an accident at the music festival. And he's like, what'd you do? And I'm like, I knocked out my front teeth. And he didn't even like react. He was just like, really? Like, and I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, You gotta go to the dentist. Like, that was that transaction, bro. He didn't, like, turn on the lights. He just told me to, like, well, nothing you can do now. So the next morning, I showed them and everything, and, you know, we scheduled a dentist appointment, whatever. So I ended up going to EDC the next day with a chipped-ass tooth. And, like, I actually made some really cool friends that day because of doing another backflip, bro. Like, I did not learn my lesson. And so, yeah, that was during the Flux Pavilion set, and I made some really cool friends that day. Tyler, Nick, Charlie, and, like, we went to EDC the next year together and shit. So I definitely did not learn my lesson, but I have a very iconic picture of me just cheesing with a big-ass hole in my front tooth. And, yeah, so that is a very notorious story for me. And, yeah, no one really knows that my front teeth are fake, and you can't even tell. And yeah, so I didn't learn my lesson though, because the next year Electric Adventure, that same festival I saw the first backflip, you know, I'm doing my thing, I open up a circle, do a backflip. This festival is on the beach, it's on sand, so I'm not even scared about busting my face, you know what I'm saying? So this kid sees me doing, he's like, yo, I can do that too, you want to do it at the same time, do doubles? And I'm like, fuck yeah, bro, let's get it. So this kid is trying to, like, force open a circle, and, like, you know, it's the bill is about to happen, and we're both standing there, and I'm looking at him like, should we really be doing this right now? And he's like, yo, just fucking send it, and whatever. And this kid goes to backflip, and I didn't, because I had, like, yo, there's way too tight of a circle. The kid backflips, does the exact same thing I do. He hits somebody from behind and smashes his face into the sand. This dude guy's head, his whole head was buried in the sand, and I was like, that's why I didn't do that. So I learned my lesson in that respect. I do not do backflips just spontaneously. I tell everybody, hey, open up. I'm going to do a backflip. Don't jump in. It's not a mosh pit. Backflip. I have my homies doing it too. We're all communicating so everybody knows, because I have gotten hurt. And I'll tell you, I knocked my front teeth out doing this shit, bro. So please back up. Do not come in. And, like, yeah, I had my moment of stardom. Then the mosh pit forms. It's fucking crazy. So the last time I did a backflip was at Electric Forest on the grass. Day one, it was fucking crazy, and during Wooly, I think, and it was just hella sauce, bro. It was fucking crazy. And before that was Ever After, and that was the first time Bruce saw me do it, and she lost her shit, bro. I think it was doubles again, bro. I don't know, but backflips is definitely something that I enjoy doing because they're, like, hella hype. But after I knocked my teeth out, now that I'm getting older, it's like I don't do them as much. There's no need for them. I don't need to be that guy. But, like, if someone asks me, I might do it. You know what I'm saying? If it's the right environment, the right setting, the right mood, there's enough energy. I'm fucking big now, bro. I'm not as limber as I was, bro. It's hard to get all the way around. So I'd be, like, kind of, like, going, like, halfway. And, yeah, my backflips are not the best anymore, but, you know, I want to do one off stage. I want to be doing a set and backflip off stage on the drop. That's, like, what I want to do, one of my goals for one of my sets. But that is a story of how I knocked out my front teeth at EDC New York 2016 by doing a backflip. And someone wanted to jump in the pit and hit me. And I face planted and I spit my teeth out in my own hand. And that shit was fucking crazy. So that is the end of the story, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one. Till the next one, the next story time, the next review, the next whatever on the Festival of Finesser. And I will see you guys for many more videos to come. Peace.